Massey, and I'm here with Trevor Gregory, a very good golfer. He's on the Heritage Golf Team, and he's our captain and senior leader of the golf team. All right, Trevor, so as I have you here for an NCAA interview, I have a question just to start her off. Are you familiar with the controversy of NCAA athletes being paid?
Yes, I am.
How so? I know you're a UNC basketball fan and football fan. I know you're kind of involved in that world. Do you have any perspectives you want to talk about?
Well, I don't have any firsthand experience as no one I know or myself have been in the system directly, but I hear stories on the news, and whenever I'm watching games, it comes up occasionally.
I gotcha. So I know a few of my two other past interviewees. They were a little bit more into it, as one of them, was a D3 baseball athlete, and another one had a D1 athlete sister. But I know this perspective might be different from those, but how valuable do you think an athlete is worth to a university, Trevor?
I say it would vary on the university and team. Like, Alabama football players are probably worth a lot more than, like, a random D3 golfer, I would say. Like, as they would bring in more money than a golfer.
Absolutely. So you kind of believe the fact that athletes should be paid on what they're bringing in?
Oh, certainly.
So, I mean, it could be entirely different. I mean, those Alabama athletes are bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars, but maybe a small athlete, golfer like yourself, shouldn't really be paid.
Well, it's the same in life. Like, if what you do is needed and, like, valued, then you get paid more. But if it's not valued as much, you don't get paid more.
So that goes right into my next question of, do you believe that athletes should be paid? And you think it's moderation?
Yes, I do believe they should be paid, as they put in plenty of hours and do hard work. But it shouldn't give a distinct advantage of recruiting from one school to another. I believe there should be a certain limitation how much they could spend and how much they give each player, but I don't know that number. But I believe that's the best solution.
So do you think athletes should be paid like a salary, or do you think athletes should be paid like off their likeness, their brand, their image, their own logo?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say they should get a certain percentage of every single, like, say there's a Derrick Henry Alabama jersey, like, they should get a certain percentage of how much they sell, and that should vary based on player on top of, like, a smaller salary.
I agree with you there. I feel 100% kind of that same way, as I'm a Duke basketball fan. I kind of have that same way of, like, the athletes, Zion, R.J. Barrett, they're all NBA players, and they come in and they 100% could go to the pros day one, but they still kind of have to feed through the NCAA, and they deserve those jersey sales.
It also motivates them more to, like, make a name out of themselves, because one of the biggest problems for athletes is they have, like, a family to support, and they have to support themselves, as a good percentage of them come from not as wealthy areas and aren't well off and have to work extra jobs, which would take away from their time of playing and practice.
Absolutely. And then I have second to last question. So as you're a golfer, and as I'm a golfer as well, do you believe an athlete like yourself, a golfer, tennis player, or smaller program sport, should be paid?
I believe we should be paid what we bring in. Like, we should certainly not be paid as, like, a football player whose, like, sport brings a lot more money. But golf, I'm not sure the exact number, but I don't think they bring in a lot of money. But the small amount of money they do bring in, I believe they should make.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of with you there. I know if I ever went to college for golf, I don't think I should be paid the same as a Joe Burrow or one of the Heisman candidates. I mean, I feel like if I did bring in revenue, that's a different story, and I could kind of relate to those guys. But the last question... Oh, go on. Sorry.
You should definitely be given a percentage of what you bring in and, like, what your sport does. It's not. I wouldn't say it's fair for a schools you have to pay for to lose money in the sports programs by paying players, because that would not encourage them to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have one last question to end it off, and this kind of ties into what this project's totally about, neo-Orwellianism. Do you think companies like the NCAA, big multi-billion-dollar companies that are benefiting off of these athletes, are harmful to society, or, basically causing a rift to the general welfare of society?
I wouldn't say to the general welfare of society, because it does create kind of like a sporting events. Like, the NCAA has, like, college football Sunday and the March Madness, which is, I would say, very good for society, as it gives them something to do and provides a great form of entertainment. But for the specific athletes, I do believe they are being taken advantage of, as they aren't being rewarded for their time. But because some of them don't make it to the pro level where they'd make money, so all the time and effort they're putting in would be for nothing.
So yeah, do you think that basically some of these athletes are being helped more than hindered? Like they're being taken out of bad environments and that stuff?
Yes, I do believe that, but like I said, they may need the money right then and now.
Yeah.
Which some have to drop it and can't play it as they have to support themselves.
That's exactly right. Have to support themselves, their family, financially, do all that stuff. Other than that, Trevor, thank you very much. I mean, there's no other questions. You kind of covered the basis of all of it. That's all I need. Thank you, my friend.
Yep, no problem.
Take care.